Hello, my name is Antti Hemminki, and today we will be talking about how to spot and extend the opportunities behind the trendy word mobility. Instead of making this one a network conversations, we should open the conversation with something that really matters to your customers. So, what's the benefits? What's the value that your customer can get from the modern implementation? And the three catchwords that we will emphasize are: in order to make the end users happy, the environment has to be nice. In order to make the boss happy, the environment and working has to be efficient. And to respect us all, the environment has to be secure. And this is where we have the today's challenge: how to implement environments that are nice, efficient, and secure, although these slogans sound a little bit oxymoronish. So instead of going to mobility, we talk about enablement and enabling the experience, enabling the proper way of working, enabling a nice user happiness, as I tend to call it. So we talk about enablement. There are five key topics or discussions or questions that we have to ask our customers to find what actually do they benefit from. And the question number one out of these five is: who are the people that are using these networks and the devices and solutions and applications behind? So the question number one: who are your people and what are their roles? This should be clear, but trust me, most of your customers are not been thinking this one before you raise the question. The network has to be different and has to provide slightly different user experience if you are accessing it as an R&D head or if you are accessing as a salesperson, head of marketing, etc., etc. Therefore, start by asking your customers the simple question: who are the people and what are their roles when they are accessing this mobile environment? From that one, we move on to the second topic: what are the devices that we are using within this environment? Similarly, the user experience is different and it has to be different if I'm using my iPhone for accessing that small email compared to if I'm using the big screen for high definition video conferencing. And these are the small details that the modern network has to respect, and that's where we come back to the enablement. So, who are the people? What devices are they using? However, there's an interesting, or to me, very interesting point in this one. Did you notice that I didn't use the word user? I started from people and their devices because there's a catchword in the market and people call it Internet of Things. In very, very short, what is an Internet of Things? That's when device becomes the user. So it's not necessarily a person with the device, it is just the device itself, the next generation refrigerator or that video camera that we see there on the wall. So by having this thinking, we are actually creating environments that are Internet of Things ready without us really needing to promote something with these camouflage words like Internet of Things. So who is accessing the network? What is accessing the network? Are these linked or are they independent? The next question to open is: what are we actually doing? Therefore, we ask our customers, what are the applications that your people and the devices are using? So, the applications. Referring to my earlier example, the network just must work differently if there are loads of people using video conferences compared to a couple of people just browsing their emails. Similarly, if we are sending that high definition video from that web camera, the network definitely needs to be different compared to one that just taking single shots every now and then. So what are the applications and how are they linked to the context of devices and people? It's extremely advisable to understand more about the data itself. So what is moving in and out in this mobile environment? So I'm challenging my customer with a question, tell me more about your data. Who is accessing that data? What is accessing that data? How important it is? Do you need more security? So what applications are benefiting from this data, etc., etc. This gives me a wider understanding of especially the security implications. Therefore, it's a very, very practical question for finding more cross-sell opportunities. Remember what we are trying to build. We are trying to build an environment that is nice, efficient, and secure at the same time. So we are enabling the proper experience. Tell me more about your data. Then we just polish this discussion by challenging our customers saying, and from where are these people working? What about the night shifts, etc. So we talk about the mobility itself. And mobility in short is where and when. So that's the location and time. Having all the answers to these 5 questions, now I know precisely how to enable the best possible mobility for your business. Therefore, this is the way to lead the mobility discussions before we turn it too technical. Using a little bit of Aruba language here, so Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Aruba networking language, I call these 5 questions the context. And it is actually the context that I'm enabling. This then leads to the sales opportunities and the commercialization. What do we actually deliver to make all these ones happen? Repeating this list here, we enable all the combinations from this list to access the resources that matter. We enable the further connectivity towards the resources that matter, whether they are the applications behind, like these people need access to that video conferencing or that email or our customer management program. Let me call that connectivity. So I'm enabling the access, I'm enabling the connectivity, and all this one in a managed, centralized, controlled, secured manner. And now, getting this one back to the 5 questions. What am I selling when I'm telling this story? I'm selling management of the devices, management of the people, management of the applications. I'm selling enablement of the access for the people, for the devices, for the data, etc., etc. So we talk about management of these, access of these, and managing the access of all these ones. And that way, the conversation is easily extended, and we will create environments that are at the same time nice, efficient, and secure. Therefore, to lead the discussions top down, challenging your customer, looking for the answers to these 5 questions before we start commercializing this technically is very essential. At the end of the day, it's then reasonably easy to say you benefit from access points, local area network solutions, office core solutions, management and security software, and all the professional services that I can bundle for this one, planning and designing of the network, implementing that one, making it more granular, monitoring your security, etc., etc. Therefore, these 5 questions and the discussions that we can raise around them, they are the key for enabling a modern era mobility.